What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So I want to discuss the Kilo bolt action for Call of Duty Mobile. So as you guys probably know, or just in case you guys don't know, the Kilo is going to have some balance changes for Season 11. Of course, this is very well needed because right now, at the current moment, the Kilo bolt action is by far the worst marksman rifle out of the four that are currently in this game. So I'm pretty sure everyone that uses marksman rifles will agree this is of course the last choice that anyone would want to use at the current moment. But of course the Kilo wasn't always like this. It actually used to be one of the best marksman rifles. And of course you could just easily say, well, it was one of the only marksman rifles. But of course, you know, when we had at least 3 of them up to the SPR, it was still a better choice because at the time the SPR was very inconsistent. That wasn't until the sniper nerf came by where, you know, the whole gunsmith features for snipers and marksman rifles were changed so that instead of focusing on bullet spread accuracy, we have lung refreshing. Of course, as a result, most of the snipers were slowed down, well, obviously for very good reason, because they were plaguing this game like a virus. I'm pretty sure some of you guys who have played the game long enough would know that it was almost impossible to ever win a gunfight against a Locust or even a DLQ. And when this change did happen, it affected not only the snipers, but of course the marksman rifles. Some were hit better. I mean, some of them became better weapons like the SPR. The MK2 was also changed, as well as the SKS. Of course, every single one of these weapons had some sort of adjustment, but I feel like the one that was hit negatively the most was the Kilo bolt action, because right now, currently, it is the slowest and the weakest marksman rifle out of the 4. Of course, there is stopping power rounds for the Kilo bolt action, but for the most part, you're going to sacrifice a lot of ADS speed that this gun already doesn't have. So of course, a reasonable person would not really want to use stopping power rounds unless they were camping, but for the most part, people use marksman rifles in offensive ways. I know it's a weird situation because a few months back I was saying that, you know, all the snipers, all the marksmen need to be slowed down because they were way too overpowered. And here I am, where most of the snipers and most of the marksman rifles aren't really that great, and I'm saying to speed them up. I'm not really saying that for all of them because I think, you know, the Locust, the DLQ, SPR, and MK2 are actually perfect where they are when it comes to ADS speed. But this one is actually hit the worst because it's, like I said, it's very slow and it's very weak. And that's the problem. I mean, usually snipers have their own characteristics. Like for the Locust, you know, it has a decently fast ADS with a somewhat generous hitbox for one-shots. The Outlaw is very fast, so it's probably the fastest sniper in its class. But the one-shot kill area is a lot smaller, so it's more, I guess, skill-oriented. And for the DLQ, it's kind of like a mix of being a little bit slow, but, you know, at the same time, it can be fast at moments. But it does have a very generous one-shot kill area. Same goes for the semi-auto snipers. For the SPR, of course, it's a very, very fast. It's probably the most rusher-friendly marksman rifle that we have right now. It has a decent one-shot kill area with some pretty good ADS speed, and the only reason for that is because we actually have a light barrel. That's the problem with the Kilo. It does not have a light barrel, so we don't get that extra ADS speed. As for the MK2, I mean, it does have a pretty fast ADS speed and a very generous one-shot kill area, but the downside is that you don't have a lot of ADS movement speed. So like I said, the problem with the Kilo bolt action is that there's just way too many downsides. It's a very slow weapon with a very, very weak one-shot kill area, and the only way to alleviate that problem is to have stopping power rounds, which actually makes it even worse when it comes to ADS speed. So for the most part, you're not going to win a lot of gunfights with this type of marksman rifle, unless you're very accurate. Another problem is the fact that it does have some range drop-off. So if you're going to try to land a long shot, good luck. You're not going to do it unless you have stopping power rounds. That's another problem. But of course, they are changing some of these issues, maybe in some right ways, some maybe in the wrong ways. They are, you know, slightly upping the ADS speed a little bit. I don't know if it's actually going to be enough because they reduced it down by like maybe 20 milliseconds. So I don't really know how fast or how much of a difference that actually is going to make. And another thing is that, you know, with the long barrels, they did decrease the ADS speed penalties, but I mean, people are going to be using this for rushing the most. When it comes to Battle Royale, I guess, you know, people are going to use long barrels, but in the case of multiplayer where it matters a little bit more, yeah, it's not really going to make too much of a difference. I felt like they should have reduced the penalty at least a little bit with the stoppy power rounds, because right now I think it's like a 10% ADS penalty, so they probably could have reduced it down to like maybe 5, but yeah, they did not do that. Of course, I don't really know much about like the specifics of weapon balancing, so maybe the 10% ADS speed is 20 milliseconds. I don't know. I can't really tell time between all that stuff. I'm not really much of an analyst, but I mean, I'm hoping that it does make somewhat of a difference, because as of right now, the Kilo is pretty much useless all around from all the marksman rifles. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say for this video. I just want to let you guys know the Kilo is getting a buff. As of right now, I'm not going to have a class set up because obviously, like, I don't really know what's going to work for this newly changed Kilo because the update hasn't come out yet. So in a few days, I will let you know. Also, I want to make a quick announcement that I'm not going to be able to live stream the Battle Pass the day it comes out because I have to help my brother move out of town, which is probably going to take the whole day. So yeah, I'll be back later. I'll work on the weapons, you know, on my spare time, and then, you know, I'll live stream the diamond grind. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know what's going on there. So anyways, have a wonderful day. Yeah.